So, I've made some progress here. Just to let you know, okay, so here's used to be the two barbs that were coming out of here. So this is that other end of the pitless adapter. So the two barbs that were coming out of here were severely corroded, and it was a very difficult task to get them loosened. They collapsed, and I had to mess around with it quite a bit. And they were also very tight, as usual. You want to make sure that you're putting stuff tight. So I backed this pitless adapter up with the pipe wrench. Just to let you know, you better keep the bushing in there, because you could see that's kind of collapsed a tiny bit, but not collapsed enough, because when I detected that it looked like it sank a bit, so I threaded that tool back in the bushing. I threaded the tool back into this to keep it from collapsing the rest of the time when I was fighting with these. So I got them out, and I cleaned inside here. And I just want to let you know, don't use a paper towel, because chances are you could get a piece of paper towel stuck in there. So you want to get it like any chips of rust and clean it as best you can. Because, I mean, any extra time that you spend doing this cleanup is probably going to be better in the long run. All right, so that's that part. So this is ready now. I just have to go over to the hardware store with this. And I'm going to get some barbs that are going to fit the hose, the pipe, the poly pipe. And okay, so that's that. And this here is the new foot valve that came with the well, with the pump, sorry. And so this here is going to go on the bottom of this, because this came with the pump as well. This thing here came with the pump. I know it looks rusty, but it's because it's been sitting in the basement for a couple of years, but it's not a big deal. And the reason why I thought I had it wrong is because there are these things called ejectors. I'll show you them in a second. So this here, oh, by the way, it had a hole in the side of it. So I put that plug in there. And the reason why I put the plug in there is because I looked at the old one, which is right here. And it looks like it's casted, like there's no hole there. That's part of the casting. So there's not supposed to be any holes in this thing. So it would have probably been a disaster if I put that new one. Sorry, I'm showing you all my dirty dishes and everything, but that's just the way it is when you don't have running water. Yeah, so this is the old Venturi. I don't know what the hell to call this thing, but okay, so this has got another couple barbs in there. And I'm not even going to bother trying to take those barbs out. But what I can show you is, okay, so you see how there's this poly pipe. Okay, hang on. This poly pipe. Okay, here's the poly pipe. And then there's this round thing in the middle. Okay, that's the thing. Those things came with the pump as well. So, yeah. And if you look at this, right? So that's the big side, and that's the ejector goes in there. So I'm not sure which end is pressure now, to be honest with you. I really don't give a damn anymore which side is. I just want to get this thing done, because I'm obviously struggled. I struggled. Sorry, guys. I struggled a lot getting those other two fittings out of there. And yeah, so let me just show you these things here. With the pump came 3 of these things. 3 of these. All right. So then they also had this piece of paper, and this paper says for shallow well up to 25 feet deep, you use this one, because the number is right in there. It tells you the number. That number, you can see 25882A437. Then if you look here, this thing here, right on that cone part, is the number there. And it just so happens that you might not be able to see that, but this is the 437. You can see it. 4371. It's upside down, but, you know, whatever. Forget it. Then this one here, okay, is the A231. So that is the one for 60 to 80. So it's not that one either. My well, I pulled out 55 feet of pipe. So there's the number. 321 is the last three digits. 328, sorry. Yeah, 328. That's 328. And that's what that number is for 25 to 60 feet. So me being 55, I fall into the 60 feet category, 25 to 60. So this thing threads in right here, like this, into this here, like that, right? And you can see it doesn't want to catch. Hooray. So anyways, I guess I got to clean those threads up a little bit and maybe put some lube on the threads. And this bad boy has to thread in there. Hang on. I'm just gonna, I don't know if this is gonna work here. Very difficult to film it yourself. Anyways, yeah, it feels like it caught a little bit there. So I just have to clean the threads and lube it and stick this bad boy in there. Thread it in nicely, seat it. So yeah, that's that. And then that's the one going in there. And then yeah, so at the bottom here, so then on the top here you put a barb here and a barb there. So you'd slide the barb, I guess, over top of this, right? Barb has to go here, thread it in. And then the poly pipe goes on top, just like that. So you get it? All right. And now pretty soon we're off to the hardware store, and I think you got to make sure you got a good couple of pipe wrenches, man, because those things are nasty when they're taken. If you want to try to save the old stuff, you know what? I could probably even use this old one too. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have a problem. I would just really carefully remove this, get the barb and the bushing, and put the new foot valve on here, because this old foot valve, this is old school. Look at how good these things are, and look at how, like this one here, look, Indonesia, right? This one here, I'd be surprised if it doesn't say USA or Canada or something like that. It looks just so much better, you know? I don't even know what kind of brand it is, but it just looks nicer. I mean, lasted so long too. I hope this new one lasts more, as long as this one, even if I'll be lucky. But yeah, so be careful with this thing though, guys. This pitless adapter. Don't collapse that. Keep your bushing in there, and good pipe wrenches, because those have tons of corrosion on them. You can see all the corrosion, and that just all starts thing, and then the walls are so weak and it collapses, and I ended up having to use a channel lock, and big hassle. So that's so far where I'm at, and I'll get back to you with some more scoop later.